So I was like, well, I'ma just rev up all my new vegan facts. Look at here. Vegans help preserve the oceans. Vegans are less likely to die from heart disease. Oh, they live longer too. And if you offended, it's because you eating too many cows. I'm sorry. Really though? No one wants to be around a judgy vegan. And in case you want to take that approach, don't do it, honey. Hey, beautiful people, it's Melissa from Choosing My Health, where I teach you how to easily transition to a whole food, plant-based lifestyle and thrive. And y'all, I'm so excited because this video is part one of a two-part series about how to help your family go plant-based, vegan, whole food plant-based. The tips are effective all around. In fact, the strategies I'm sharing with you are some of the same ones I use to help my husband gently transition from meat and cheese to a plant-based diet and maintain a fully plant-based home with children. Now, in this video, part one, we're gonna unpack the winning mindset you need for success. When I first transitioned to this lifestyle, I was so anxious for others to join me, and I did things differently. And let me tell you right now, it didn't work. So I'm sharing some of my attitude mistakes and what I did to rectify them. In part two, which I'm releasing shortly after this one, I'll share simple, really easy, practical strategies to get your family actually grubbing on some good, healthy, plant-based food. You wanna make sure you catch that one too, especially if you're challenged with mixed diets at home. But if it's any source of encouragement, if others have made the switch, so can you. All right, you ready to make this happen? Let's do it. Have a heart-to-heart right quick because I know firsthand that if you're only concerned about your family grubbing on good, healthy food, this thing might backfire. That's because the transition is just as much heart and mind work as it is what you're putting into your mouth. So I want you to think about why you want to help your family go plant-based. Is it because your husband is struggling with hypertension? Is it because you desire a disease-free life for your kids? Whatever your reason, it's important. So focus on that. Story time. When I first met my husband, then boyfriend, he was borderline hypertensive. He was pretty concerned about it as well because he never knew he even had an issue until he got a surprising blood pressure reading after a sports injury, which he thought would go down, right? But never did. And we eventually tracked it down to his diet. And I knew I had a responsibility, y'all, to help him, especially because I didn't want him to have a stroke and be chained to a lifetime of medication. But sometimes I doubted if I had what it took to help him transition. I doubted when he wasn't feeling my veggies. I doubted when he was craving chicken and decided he was gonna eat it anyway. But it was in those times my why gave me strength to not give up on him because it shifted my attention from how I was feeling to the goal for us. And y'all, by God's grace, I kept encouraging him and he got stronger and his pressure went down and has stayed down. You have what it takes to help your husband, your wife, your children, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is, to heal. So tuck your why in your back pocket, post it on a board, write it in your journal, whatever it takes to remind you of your why daily. It's gonna ground you. Y'all, this stuff takes time. But here's the good news, it's not even a race. So take a deep breath and relax. Give yourself some time. You don't have to do this overnight. I wish I knew this at the beginning. For instance, I grew up in a meat-eating home. I became a vegetarian in high school, a vegan in undergrad, and then eventually plant-based. It was a progression, right? But when it came to the family I grew up with at home, amnesia mysteriously set in, and I somehow forgot I didn't go plant-based overnight. I remember this one time when I was frustrated because I shared with them some research on fish, assuming they were vibing with what I was saying, only to open the freezer sometime later and see a new pack of salmon and tilapia boldly grinning at me in the face. So I was like, well, I'ma just rev up all my new vegan facts. Look at here. Vegans help preserve the oceans. Vegans? Vegans are less likely to die from heart disease. Vegans save about 45 pounds of grain each and every day. Okay. Vegans are less likely to have a stroke and die of heart disease. Oh, they live longer too. It's just like so good to be a vegan. Come on, you know it. I'm not even trying to be judgmental, okay? And if you offended, it's because you eating too many cows. I'm sorry. Really though? This was the wrong attitude. Facts are good, but how you deliver them matters. No one wants to be around a judgy vegan. And in case you want to take that approach, don't do it, honey. Because what we may fail to realize at times is that there are years of unlearning eating habits that health facts just won't undo. So understand that for some people in your family, this thing takes time. But if it's any source of encouragement to you, my family did eventually go plant-based, and yours can too. Baby steps eventually turn into bigger steps, which leads me to my next point. Your family will be at different stages. And when you're working with them, or really anyone, it's wise to first identify what stage they're at, because depending on the stage, you'll know what they might like or not like and what they might be ready for. So let me break these stages down for you. So according to the trans-theoretical model, also called the stages of change model, there are 5 stages of change. First, there's pre-contemplation. At this stage, people really have no intention in changing. I was at this stage when I was suffering from multiple chronic issues: asthma, cystic acne, anemia, extreme fatigue, and I didn't even know my diet was the issue. But if someone would have told me, just off the cuff, right? From now on, you're never having milk, cheese, meat, you best know I'd think they were crazy, and I'd be crazy upset. At that point, all I needed was some simple, non-overbearing, light conversation, maybe even a documentary with no strings attached, to first get me thinking. Oh, and a no judgment zone too. Now, your husband or your wife may have diabetes, for example, but has no clue it stems from their diet. If you bust in with drastic changes at home, it might backfire because they have no intention to change. Some easy, light, non-judgmental conversation to bring about awareness, right, might work for them. The second stage is contemplation. And this is when people are aware that a problem exists. They're thinking about it, they're thinking about overcoming it, but they haven't committed to take action. This was me when I finally realized that dairy was triggering my asthma, but I still wasn't ready to make any changes. If you have family at this stage, it's the perfect time to give them options for what they could do to change their situation without them feeling forced to. Sampling some foods or sharing success stories could really help. The third stage is preparation, and this is when they're about to jump in the game. This was me when I decided to get my game plan together for my first raw challenge. I did it for like a week, and then I eventually became a vegan. In this category, your family members have expressed that they intend to take action. They're using the blender. They don't mind you serving some green smoothies. They're receptive to a plant-based pantry list. They're gathering recipes. They may be even talking to others about it. This is the perfect time to ask how you can support them on their new journey. The fourth stage is action. Change has happened. They're actively incorporating more plant-based food options. They're making smoothies several times a week. They're eating more fruit and vegetables. They're reading ingredient labels even. They're fully embracing the change needed to make this lifestyle work. The fifth stage is maintenance. They've now developed a habit and want to maintain their new lifestyle because of the positive impact it's made. Knowing these stages helps you understand their challenges and helps to track forward and backward movement so you can keep them accountable, which brings me to my next point. And speaking of babies, we're expecting our third plant-based baby, and we're so excited. More about that later. Now back to baby stages. When a baby is born, you know that one day they won't be a baby forever. One day they'll start walking, but as a parent or as a loved one, never do you expect they'll start walking at 2 weeks, right? I mean, that's just like absurd. But before they get to that stage, you lovingly start to bear some weight on their legs, right? And eventually they start to crawl. And next they start walking. And when they do, there'll be times they fall. Let them know it's okay to fall because you can always get back up. And trust, their efforts are not in vain. Put a little love into it. Once you understand what stage your family is at, you understand their mindset, which allows you to be more patient and understanding. And by default, you open the door to become more empathetic. Now, unless you were vegan at birth, let's be honest, you were once in their shoes or are probably still unlacing them bad boys off. Regardless, remember how it is learning a new lifestyle that for some feels like learning a new language. For example, growing up when I recently became a vegan, whenever my family slipped up, like when I'd find fish and cheese in the fridge, when I clearly thought we had moved on, I had to remember that they hadn't broken up with their first love, and that was okay. So when my husband came around, I made sure I remember the 20 times I relapsed at the Chinese restaurant with my first love, General Gao's chicken. It was only fair. He also needed to know I was once where he was. And guys, he was a whole lot more receptive to trying new dishes and listening to what I had to say because I made it a no judgment zone and I never forced him. And if your family can see that y'all are on the same level, right? That you know what it feels like to want to be healthy but struggle, you become their ally and you win their heart. Celebrate! One of the most important lessons I've learned in transitioning and then maintaining a plant-based family is to celebrate the accomplishments, no matter how small. In fact, celebrating others' success not only benefits your family, but it benefits you too. In the American Journal of Epidemiology, a study looked at 70,000 women and found that optimism might even reduce the risk of dying of cardiovascular disease, which is huge. Celebrating wins not only feels good to both parties physically, it also reinforces positive attitude and positive behavior. So applaud your husband every time he drinks that smoothie. Give your children a high five every time they taste the new vegetable. Let your wife know that you are proud of her for eating salad. Major in wins instead of slip-ups. When I met my husband and he decided he wanted to eat some chicken, after several months of eating plant-based, by the way, I had two options: nag him about it or celebrate what he had already accomplished. And celebrating him reinforced his positive behavior, which eventually led him to a full-fledged plant-based lifestyle that he still maintains. So I really hope all of these tips have set your stage for success and have empowered you to help you effectively transition your family to a plant-based diet by first establishing a winning mindset. Also be on the lookout for part 2, where I'll share easy ways you can get your family to actually grow up on some good healthy food. Now, if you're thinking about transitioning your family to this lifestyle, I really would love to hear from you in the comments. What are some of your challenges and or solutions around transitioning your family to a plant-based lifestyle? Let's help each other here. And for any of you curious about a plant-based pregnancy, I'd love to do a video or two to help answer your questions and give you some insight on the journey. So write those in the comments too, please. If you're interested in a plant-based diet and you want to join the CMH crew, please subscribe to my channel to learn more about how to easily transition to a plant-based lifestyle and thrive. I'd so love to have you here. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for my latest videos. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram at choosingmyhealth. And if you're new to this whole food plant-based thing, Welcome, so proud of you. Check out my free gift for you, packed with 15 years of my life-tested strategies to boost your game for the win. Links are all in the description box below. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.